my name is Aura Rahmania Austin. I'm from International Class of Management 2022. I'm from Group 3. So Group 3 will explain you guys about the retirement funds. So we begin with the background of the retirement funds. It's on 70s and 80s era. When that time, people wanted to work as the civil servants because they have retirement. Jadi pada saat 70-an dan 80-an itu banyak banget orang berlomba-lomba mau jadi PNS dikarenakan mereka punya dana pensiun yang pasti dibanding perusahaan-perusahaan atau sektor-sektor lain di luar pemerintahan. Makanya mereka berlomba-lomba karena being a pensioners is kind of like everyone's dream. So why being pensioners is a dream? Because when you grow old, you cannot work as much as you used to do, and also like you can be more productive, or you just can do several things on limit, but you still had funds or income like you used to work before. So this is the reasons why people on the era wanted to work as the civil servants. Karena itu akan menjamin masa depan dia dan masa tua dia, makanya dia mau jadi seorang PNS pada era 70-an sampai 80-an. So the situation in 80s era, it's really different than the 70s until 80s era, because on the 90s era, the companies, so many companies that already implement the pension funds on early 80s. This is quite being bigger until the government issued the law number 11 on 1992. When this law had become the base of the law for the retirement funds. Jadi pada tahun 90-an awal itu sudah banyak perusahaan yang mengimplementasikan dana pensiun. Nah, ini semakin ramai ditambah saat pemerintah mengeluarkan Undang-Undang Nomor 11 tahun 1992. So these days, so many companies are give the retirement funds to their employees, but also there's no companies that give their employees the retirement funds. This has become a business for the bank and or financial institution to give the service about the retirement funds, like insurance or bank, like they have the program for the retirement funds. This is also help people who doesn't have retirement funds from their companies to saving their monies for their future. That's all for me, and next we will going to talk about the definition of the retirement funds. Will explain by Dameria Aritona. See you there. Bye.
Hello, now I'm going to explain about the definition of the pension and pension fund company. As you can see in the slide, that according to KBBI, a pension fund is collection of funds obtained from the fixed contribution of each participant plus the company income allowance. But the definition of pension fund company itself, in general, can say to be a company that collects funds from employee of a company and provide income to pension participants in accordance with the agreement. This means the pension funds are managed by an institution and collect funds from the income of employee of a company. Then return the fund in the form of pension after a certain period of time according to agreement of both parties. And as you can see in this slide, that I already mentioned law number 11 of 1992. Pension funds are legal entities that manage and run programs that promise pension benefits. This is clear that those who manage pension funds are companies with legal entities such as bank, commercial bank, or life insurance.
Hello, my name is Alicia Angelica Vera. I'm from Management International class. Here I will explain about pros of retirement funds. So, the purpose of administering and receiving pension can be seen from the two or three parties involved. If there are only two parties, it's mean between their employer and the employees themselves. Meanwhile, if three parties, namely employers, employers, and pension fund management institutions, where each party has its own goals. Next, I will explain about type of retirement. So, there are have four type of retirement. First is normal. That is a pension scheme to employees who have received retirement age as determined by the company. For example, the average retirement age in Indonesia is 55 years and 60 years for certain professions. Next, number two, accredited. The type of pension is given under certain conditions. For example, due to a reduction in employees at the company. Next, number three, postponed. This is a pension given to employees who ask for their own retirement, but the retirement age is not yet sufficient for retirement. Next, number four, and this is the last, is disability pensions. Pensions are given not because of a gain, but returned because participants have had an accident, so they are considered unable to be employed anymore. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
So now I'm going to explain about the types of retirement. Types of retirement itself consists of some pension fund product itself, and pension fund product itself come in a variety of types, which some of these is DPPK or Dana Pensiun Pemberi Kerja. DPPK Pension Fund itself product that are typically formed by major corporation or organization with a high number of employees. And next we have the DPLK or Dana Pensiun Lembaga Keuangan. The DPLK Pension Fund product is a PPIP, aka Program Pensiun Iuran Pasti, which organization program that developed by a bank of a life insurance business and approved by a Minister of Finance. And next we have a JHT or Jaminan Hari Tua. Is a program that implements a long-term requirement retirement saving system or contribution must be given monthly. And also we have Syairah Pension Fund. The Syairah Pension Fund is another kind of pension fund product to consider because the Syairah pension funds are maintained by a legal organization with the goal of providing Syairah-based pension benefits in accordance with the current regulation and law. So the management of pension fund can be done by employee or DPPK or financial institution DPLK. So that's all.
So my name is Kevin Wijaya and I will explain about the pension payment system. So when receiving a pension, companies usually offer two types of payment system to their employees. These payments are intended to benefit both the company and the employee. In other words, each payment system contains a specific purpose that is mutually beneficial. So, payment system ini memiliki two types yang memiliki benefit masing-masing. Yang di antara salah satunya punya benefit lebih kepada company dan salah satunya punya benefit lebih kepada the employee. So, in other words, each payment system contains a specific purpose, which are diatur in the provision is in accordance with the Minister of Finance Decree number 343/KMK dot 017 slash 1998 date July 13, 1998. According to this provision, pension payment can be made using two available formulas, namely monthly formula and or lump sum formula. So these types of pension payments called definite benefit pension plan (PPMP) and definite contribution pension plan (PPIP), which I will explain later. So PPMP, defined benefit pension plan, is a lump sum pension payment is made by the company with the consideration including A, the company does not want to deal with the retired employees. B, to provide an opportunity for the retirees to use their pension money to start a business, because usually pension recipients receive their money in a large sum. C, because of the demand of the retirees themselves. So here are the formulas for calculating the lump sum for PPMP and also the monthly formula for PPMP. On the left side, you can see uh, how to calculate the lump sum formula for PPMP. We using the appreciation factor in decimal and times by length of services times by basic pension income for the last month of the average of several previous months. For the right side, we have the calculation using the monthly formula for PPMP as follows. They use appreciation factor in percentage, which is quite different with the left. Left which use decimal and the right which percentage, times the length of services, and times basic pension income for the last month or the average of several previous months. So in the case of calculating this pension benefit using the monthly formula, the large annual appreciating for years of service must not exceed 2.5% because it's already regulated in the Ministry of Finance, so it cannot be more than 2.5%. And the total pension benefit must not exceed 80 times the basic pension income. So it's also regulated in the Ministry of Finance. So here are the example. As an example, according to the final earning pension plan calculation, if your last salary before retirement was 1 million rupiah, then you will receive a monthly pension. And when we calculate that with the appreciation assessment, 2.5% times 20, which are length of services, times 1 million, we got 500,000 rupiah. Another example using the career average earning calculation. For instance, when you start working was 50,000 Indonesian rupiah, and your last salary was 1 million Indonesian rupiah. So if you calculate that, your average salary during 20 years is 400,000 rupiah. So the monthly pension received is 2.5 times 20 times 400,000. It means 200,000 Indonesian rupiah. It's also in accordance with the Minister of Finance. Pension benefit payments by pension funds can also be carried out A, in case the amount to be paid per month by the pension fund that organize the definite benefit pension plan using the monthly formula is less than 300,000. The current value of the pension benefit can be paid in a lump sum. B, in case the pension benefit that is the right of the participant in the definite benefit pension plan using the lump sum formula is less than 36 million Indonesian rupiah, the pension benefit can be paid in a lump sum. Next, I will explain about the definite contribution pension plan (PPAP). The pension benefit payment from the definite contribution pension plan and its development results, which are less than 36 million, can be paid in a lump sum. Well, for PPA participant in 1 year using the lump sum formula, the maximum is 3 times the appreciation lag factor per year of service expressed in decimal times the annual basic pension income. While the maximum for the monthly formula is 3 times the appreciation factor per year of service expressed in percentage times basic pension income per year. PPAP can be calculated using this formula: 3 times appreciation factor per year in decimal times basic pension income per year for one-time payment pension benefit. And the right side, we can see it's the formula for monthly pension benefit. They're using 3 times appreciation factor per year in percentage times basic pension income per year. So here are some example calculation of normal monthly pension benefit. We have the name Dr. Anas IBC MSc. The date of entry is 1 April 1987. Length of service is 32 years maximum. And his basic pension income is 5 million rupiah. So for normal pension benefit, we use 2.5 times length of services, which 32 times his basic income, which are 5 million, and we got the 400 million rupiah. And also we times with the 20% pension benefit payment, we got 80 million rupiah. Also tax included. So for the tax regulation, in the first 50 million gains, we are not applying any tax. So 0% tax for 50 million rupiah for first 50 million rupiah. But for the exceed 50 million rupiah, we applied 5% tax. So as you can see, 0% times 50 million rupiah, and also underneath that 5% times 30 million rupiah. So we got the tax is 1,500 rupiah. 1,500,000 rupiah. So received pension benefit is 78,500,000 rupiah. How the monthly pension benefit? So we use the calculation 80% times 2.5% times length of service, which is 32, and his basic pension income, and we got the 3,200,000 rupiah. From the table above, Mr. Dr. Andas IBC received a monthly pension benefit of 3,200 3,000 3,000,000 sorry 3,200,000 rupiah, and is entitled to receive 20% of the total pension benefit of 78,500,000 rupiah after dikurang 5% PPh. So here are some table for differences. In the left side we have the definite benefits, and the right side is fixed fee. For the organizer, for definite benefits, it only can be used by the DPPK, but for fixed fee we have DPPK dan DPLK. For retirement benefits, the amount of pension benefit is certain, which is calculated using a certain formula according to the pension fund negotiation. There is no risk for participant for the definite benefits. But for fixed fee, the amounts of pension benefit is uncertain depending on the amount of contribution on the result of development of the employee itself. So there are risks for participant. For the contribution, the amount of contribution for a participant is leave. The amount of contribution for employee is uncertain. So there is funding risks for employee. But for fixed fee, it's other words. The amount of contribution for participant is fixed. There is no funding risks for employees. person to charge or funding and investment risks, while definite benefit is uh, person in charge is employee and bersifat group, but for fixed fee, person in charge is I'm sorry, definite benefit is employer and sifatnya group, but fixed fee, well fixed fee, person in charge is employee and sifatnya individualism. And that's all for me. I will and next will be explained by Aura Austin about principles in pension funds.
Oke, last we will talk about the law on pension funds atau asas-asas dalam dana pensiun, which is the legal basis for the establishment of pension funds and the implementation of pensions programs. Contains the following 5 main principles. First, the principle of separation of the assets of the pension funds from the assets of the founding legal entity, atau keterpisahan kekayaan dana pensiun dari kekayaan badan hukum pendirinya. Jadi saat orang memberikan iuran untuk dana pensiunnya, dana tersebut akan dipisahkan dan dilindungi oleh undang-undang agar tidak terjadi hal-hal yang tidak diinginkan daripada si pendiri dari institusi tersebut. Next, second, the principle of organization in the funding system atau asas penyelenggaraan dalam sistem pendanaan. Under this principle, the implementation of pension programs both of the employees and for the self-employed worker must be carried out by the accumulating funds that are managed separately from the assets of the founder, so that they are sufficient to meet the payment of the participants' rights. Jadi, baik karyawan maupun pekerja mandiri harus dilakukan pemumpukan dana yang dikelola secara terpisah dari kekayaan pendiri sehingga cukup untuk memenuhi pembayaran hak peserta. Dengan demikian, based on the law, di pembentukan cadangan perusahaan guna membiayai pembayaran manfaat pensiun karyawan tidak diperkenankan. And next, the principle of guidance and supervision atau pembinaan dan pengawasan. In accordance with its purpose, to use the assets of the pension funds must be avoided from interests that may result in not achieving the main purpose of funds accumulation, namely to fulfill the payment of participants' right. In its implementation, guidance and supervision includes, among other things, the funding system and supervision of the investment of pension funds assets. Next, the principle of postponed of benefits atau asas penundaan manfaat. So, the collection of funds in the implementation of pensions programs is intended to fulfill the payment of the rights of participants who have retired, so that the continuity of their income is maintained. In line with this, the principle of postponement of benefits applies, which requires that the payment of the participant rights can only be made after the participant retires with payment made periodically. And last, the principle of freedom to form or not to form the pension funds atau asas kebebasan untuk tidak membentuk atau membentuk dana pensiun. So, based on this principle, the decision of establish a pension funds is initiative of the employer to promise retirement benefits of its employees, which has funding consequence. Jadi, pekerja atau karyawan itu punya hak untuk membentuk dana pensiun atau tidak, dan kemampuan keuangan pemberi pekerja. Hal pokok yang harus selalu menjadi perhatian utama adalah bahwa keputusan untuk menjanjikan manfaat pensiun merupakan suatu komitmen yang membawa konsekuensi pembiayaan bahkan sampai pada saat akhir dana pensiun terpaksa dibubarkan. Jadi setiap orang itu punya hak atas dana pensiunnya tersendiri, tidak dipaksa oleh institusi, pemerintah ataupun company-nya. So, through all those principles contained in the law on pension funds, an attempt is made to provide an institutional system that enables every member of society, either in groups or individually, to plan and prepare for the arrival of old age and for his family in the event of the inevitable event, either due to death or disability, by forming or participating in pension funds. That's all from us. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if I do something wrong. Thank you so much and see you again. Bye.